We would like to thank the following sponsors. Exclusive partner, Thermadry, Higher Rewards, Dawa Millennial, Thoughtful Philippines, co-presented by Nabisco, Hansel Premium, Super Thins. Special thanks to Forever Healthy Products Incorporated, Startup Philippines Training, Official Courier Partner, Courier Express Philippines.
Did you know that the symptoms of PJMA may actually be the symptoms of a medical condition known as hyperhidrosis? Well, hyperhidrosis is a condition characterized by excessive sweating and most frequently occur in the hands and feet. Sounds familiar, right? Well, the truth is, most people suffering from PJMA are most likely suffering from the condition of hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis is misunderstood, and it is our mission to keep educating people about the condition and treatment available. Thankfully, effective treatment exists. Dermadry has created an iron trophorosis device that treats excessive sweating of the hands, feet, and even underarms. So join us in spreading the word about hyperhidrosis.
Today, the internet is radically changing how we Filipinos see the world. Now, we're consuming online content. We're creating it, but more importantly, we're sharing it. Founded in 2010, Thoughtful Media is a global multi-channel network that is certified by YouTube and Google and is now in the Philippines. We help content creators optimize their channel for subscriber growth and channel discoverability. We put creators in touch with the right production people, from shoot to edit. With a diverse network of content creators, we can connect you to the right influential friend from different parts of the world. Our worldwide network consists of over 2,200 channels and a catalog of more than 1,000 influencers. We create bubbles, generating over 626 million views and over 1.2 billion minutes watched per month. Using our vast amount of content creators, we bring you only the best talent fit for your campaign. Our reach is local, but our impact is global. What are you waiting for? Be impactful, be effective, be thoughtful.
Dreams will stay dreams if you don't plan a way to reach them. Be it for your travel goals, your dream home, your business, your child's education, or even your retirement. The Wise Millennial can help you plan out your future for you and your family. Book a session today and let's plan out your future. Pagdating sa pera, dapat wais.
Did you know that the symptoms of PJMA may actually be the symptoms of a medical condition known as hyperhidrosis? Well, hyperhidrosis is a condition characterized by excessive sweating and most frequently occur in the hands and feet. Sounds familiar, right? Well, the truth is, most people suffering from PJMA are most likely suffering from the condition of hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis is misunderstood, and it is our mission to keep educating people about the condition and treatment available. Thankfully, effective treatment exists. DermaDry has created an iron troporesis device that treats excessive sweating of the hands, feet, and even underarms. So join us in spreading the word about hyperhidrosis.
Today, the internet is radically changing how we Filipinos see the world. Now, we're consuming online content. We're creating it, but more importantly, we're sharing it. Founded in 2010, Thoughtful Media is a global multi-channel network that is certified by YouTube and Google and is now in the Philippines. We help content creators optimize their channel for subscriber growth and channel discoverability. We put creators in touch with the right production people, from shoot to edit. With a diverse network of content creators, we can connect you to the right influential friend from different parts of the world. Our worldwide network consists of over 2,200 channels and a catalog of more than 1,000 influencers. We create bubbles, generating over 626 million views and over 1.2 billion minutes watched per month. Using our vast amount of content creators, we bring you only the best talent fit for your campaign. Our reach is local, but our impact is global. What are you waiting for? Be impactful, be effective, be thoughtful.
Dreams will stay dreams if you don't plan a way to reach them. Be it for your travel goals, your dream home, your business, your child's education, or even your retirement. The wise Millennial can help you plan out your future for you and your family. Book a session today and let's plan out your future. Pagdating sa pera, dapat wais.
We would like to thank the following sponsors. Exclusive partner, DermaDry, Higher Rewards, Dawa Millennial, Thoughtful Philippines, co-presented by Nabisco, Hansel Preview, Super Thins. Special thanks to Forever Healthy Products Incorporated, Startup Philippines Training, Official Courier Partner, Courier Express Philippines.
that the symptoms of PJMA may actually be the symptoms of a medical condition known as hyperhidrosis? Well, hyperhidrosis is a condition characterized by excessive sweating and most frequently occur in the hands and feet. Sounds familiar, right? Well, the truth is, most people suffering from PJMA are most likely suffering from the condition of hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis is misunderstood, and it is our mission to keep educating people about the condition and treatment available. Thankfully, effective treatment exists. DermaDry has created an iontrophoresis device that treats excessive sweating of the hands, feet, and even underarms. So join us in spreading the word about hyperhidrosis.
Today, the internet is radically changing how we Filipinos see the world. Now, we're consuming online content. We're creating it, but more importantly, we're sharing it. Founded in 2010, Thoughtful Media is a global multi-channel network that is certified by YouTube and Google and is now in the Philippines. We help content creators optimize their channel for subscriber growth and channel discoverability. We put creators in touch with the right production people, from shoot to edit. With a diverse network of content creators, we can connect you to the right influential friend from different parts of the world. Our worldwide network consists of over 2,200 channels and a catalog of more than 1,000 influencers. We create bubbles, generating over 626 million views and over 1.2 billion minutes watched per month. Using our vast amount of content creators, we bring you only the best talent fit for your campaign. Our reach is local, but our impact is global. What are you waiting for? Be impactful, be effective, be thoughtful.
Dreams will stay dreams if you don't plan a way to reach them. Be it for your travel goals, your dream home, your business, your child's education, or even your retirement. The wise Millennial can help you plan out your future for you and your family. Book a session today and let's plan out your future. Pagdating sa pera, dapat wais.
Did you know that the symptoms of PJMA may actually be the symptoms of a medical condition known as hyperhidrosis? Well, hyperhidrosis is a condition characterized by excessive sweating and most frequently occur in the hands and feet. Sounds familiar, right? Well, the truth is, most people suffering from PJMA are most likely suffering from the condition of hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis is misunderstood and is our mission to keep educating people about the condition and treatment available. Thankfully, effective treatment exists. DermaDry has created an iontroporosis device that treats excessive sweating of the hands, feet, and even underarms. So join us in spreading the word about hyperhidrosis.
Today, the internet is radically changing how we Filipinos see the world. Now, we're consuming online content. We're creating it, but more importantly, we're sharing it. Founded in 2010, Thoughtful Media is a global multi-channel network that is certified by YouTube and Google and is now in the Philippines. We help content creators optimize their channel for subscriber growth and channel discoverability. We put creators in touch with the right production people, from shoot to edit. With a diverse network of content creators, we can connect you to the right influential friend from different parts of the world. Our worldwide network consists of over 2,200 channels and a catalog of more than 1,000 influencers. We create bubbles, generating over 626 million views and over 1.2 billion minutes watched per month. Using our vast amount of content creators, we bring you only the best talent fit for your campaign. Our reach is local, but our impact is global. What are you waiting for? Be impactful, be effective, be thoughtful.
Dreams will stay dreams if you don't plan a way to reach them. Be it for your travel goals, your dream home, your business, your child's education, or even your retirement. The wise Millennial can help you plan out your future for you and your family. Book a session today and let's plan out your future. Pagdating sa pera, dapat wais.
We would like to thank the following sponsors. Exclusive partner, ThermaDry, Higher Rewards, Dawa Millennial, Thoughtful Philippines, co-presented by Nabisco, Hansel Premium, Super Thins. Special thanks to Forever Healthy Products Incorporated, Startup Philippines Training, Official Courier Partner, Courier Express Philippines.
An amazing afternoon to all of you marketistas. Welcome back to Marketing Series Chronicles of the 21st Century Landscape, and we are now on the last episode. We hope that you have enjoyed and learned something new on the previous episodes. If you weren't able to watch it last time, you may visit our official YouTube channel to rewatch the previous episodes. Speaking of YouTube channel, we are glad to say that the Philippine Junior Marketing Association is proud of the new milestone as we have reached more than 2,000 subscribers in less than a month. For those who haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to be updated on future releases. With that, are you excited and ready, marketistas, to venture off to the worlds of e-commerce and social enterprise? Before heading on to the talks of our great speakers this afternoon, let's have a fun game. Exciting prizes awaits you at the end of this episode. Let's get started with the game mechanics. The game mechanics are as follows. First, listen to the talk and discussion of the speakers throughout the episode. Then, comment on our live stream chat or below the live stream your best insights that you will learn from this episode. Lastly, there will be 5 lucky chosen winners to receive prizes from our generous sponsors. Again, the game mechanics are as follows. First, listen to the talk and discussion of the speakers throughout the episode. Then, comment on our live stream chat or below the live stream your best insights that you will learn from this episode. Lastly, there will be 5 lucky chosen winners to receive prizes from our generous sponsors. To add excitement to our episode today, we are expecting that all of you marketistas will participate in this game. Be sure to comment those great insights from the episodes as we also want to hear what's on your mind. Moving on, we know that you have surely missed the fruitful discussion of our guest marketistas along with the great insights of our moderator. Okay. For our shout out, here is Miss Elisa Clarice Acuyado. Greetings from Cavite State University in Dang, Cavite, Team South Luzon. Hello, Miss Elisa. Wow. So for as per Keza Dizon, congratulations Philippine Junior Marketing Association for the wonderful and successful event. Wow. From the home of the risk takers, University of Assumption. Okay, without further ado, welcoming back our guest moderator for the last episode of Marketing Series, Miss Marilyn Romero Ventanilla, the Director for Youth and Academe of the Philippine Marketing Association. Great to have you back and join us in our final episode, Miss Ventanilla. Looking forward to your great insights for today's topics, Miss.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, our dear marketistas. And it's great to have you again in the marketing series, this time on our third and final episode. And this is going to be another interesting and insightful afternoon, another helpful session for everybody, because I'm sure that a lot of you would like to know more about similar to the past 2 episodes that we have been, the subjects that we have been learning, but this time around, we will be talking about social enterprise and retail. And we have 2 very special guests who will be joining us, their expertise, their leadership, and their insights, and their journeys along the way. We started off this session with a very exciting announcement of our game mechanics, similar to our past 2 episodes, and we hope that you will continue the engagement and get the chance to win attractive prizes later on. Okay, so as mentioned by Romnick, this will be our final episode, our third one, and we hope that the past 2 episodes have really been a great learning journey for all of you. So, in just to quickly recap, so on our first episode, so we talked about startup, and I'm sure that we learned a lot about what we need to do, the values that we need to imbibe, the mindset that we need to have, and the grit that we need to to feel and to nurture within ourselves, so that we can continuously be inspired as we pursue, for those of us who would be interested in pursuing a business, or any who have an entrepreneurial mindset. Then we need to nurture that grit within ourselves. And then in our second episode, we also learned about retail marketing. What resonated in me during that time, in that episode, was how to nurture brand love between, of course, your brand and the market, that and the customer that you are trying to establish a relationship with. So that's very important, especially for us marketistas, who eventually will also be managing different brands, different products, different categories. It's important to always identify how you can establish, how you can build, and how you can nurture that brand love between your marketing strategy pillars. And then finally, today, as I mentioned, social enterprise is also very important. We need to, more than thinking about the commercial viability of your brand, of your product, we also need to see how it can positively impact our communities. We will always have that relationship with different communities. It's not just our end users, and also the other communities that may be impacted by our core group of consumers and customers. And let's see, let's find out later on from our special speakers, from our special guests, how we will be able to do that. And then also another aspect, another topic that we will be discussing today will be about um, how, sorry, well, more than the social enterprises, of course, how we can continuously engage the rest of the community, the bigger community, as we continue to build relationships with different social groups, and with different possible, sorry, social groups that eventually that can be transformed as our core customers. So without much ado, I would like to introduce already our speakers for today. By the way, before we do that, again, I would like to say hi to our marketistas who are joining us from across the Philippines. So another learning session for all of you. I'm so thankful and happy that you are spending your weekends, your Sunday afternoon with us. And I am certain that the past two Sundays and even this one is going to be another meaningful afternoon for all of you. Please get your notepads and your pens, and feel free to jot down your learnings for today, because I will also be doing the same later on. Okay, so we are now going to the main part of our session, of our program, and I would like to introduce our first speaker, who will be talking about and sharing with us her insights and her expertise on e-commerce. Okay, so our first speaker is Dr. Susan Barlin. Down to earth, big-hearted, approachable, humorous, and full of life is how many people describe her. Her life is full of adventure. Her experiences are wide and deep. She had her hands on many industries like global trade and marketing, investment and tourism, promotion, international real estate, sales and concept development, international expos and conferences, publishing, business development, specializing in international trade, market identification, marketing, branding, promotion, R&D, conceptualization, research and analysis. Wow, there's a lot. It's such a very impressive credentials, I should say. And she had also been an entrepreneur and a people person. So she earned that recognition in 2011, and she turned her back from all of that. So in spite of all the success and all the colorful credentials that she has gained, she turned her back from all of that and started to dedicate herself to advocacy that is bigger than profit. She also takes a big burning desire and commitment, plus the heart to make a difference. This is what she lives for right now, and she believes that she had found the answer and vehicle for her dream to finally come true. It's not easy, but she accepted the challenge. Described as a visionary, catalyst, game changer, and advocate of zero poverty 2030, she is multi awarded and well recognized for her entrepreneurship, leadership, and community service here in the Philippines and around the world. We are so honored to have somebody like her in our activity and in our program for today. Our guest speaker is also the former president of the United Philippine National Press Club in the US, a former special envoy for investment and tourism under the DOT Secretary Ace Durano, founder of CEO Clubs Philippines, and she served as the first Phil American NAR President Liaison to the Philippines and the Executive Director of John Maxwell team. So, ladies and gentlemen, our dear marketistas, let us all give our first speaker a warm welcome from Ms. Susan Barlin, the Chief Executive Officer of Forever Healthy Products Incorporated.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you
afternoon.
so Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the warm introduction.
Good afternoon, Dr. Barlin. How are you doing these days?
Yes. Well, okay. And of course, I feel privileged to share some insights, to your members. I love marketing. Marketing is my middle name, so I'm so excited. And of course, I love especially sharing to the younger generation so we can pass our experiences and knowledge to them so they can make the next generation better. So thank you. I'm very, very honored to be here.
And the honor, yes, the honor is ours, Dr. Berlin. We're so privileged and honored to have you on our program. And we like, well, I've also been talking to several of many of our marketistas, and I have been asking them what they think, beyond working on or managing brands and different product categories, what they think would be the next important thing for us, for them to handle or to consider and to focus on as marketistas. And they mentioned it's in social, doing something for the community, for the society. And our the learnings that we will obtain from you today would certainly help them and keep them inspired as they pursue that passion or their vision of theirs. So without further ado, Dr. Berlin, we now give the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I will try to make it short. It's very difficult to shorten a very in-depth, a very interesting topic, but I'll do my best to just do snapshots, and then maybe next time I can do a longer presentation and training. But yes, I commend all the members of the Philippine Junior Marketing Association, because you guys are going to play an important role in doing a paradigm shift, and not only that, in becoming a catalyst, using all the tools that you have in your hand to create a better world. Used to be that marketing is all about, you're a good marketer if you can sell ice cream to the Eskimo. Not anymore, right? You have to identify a need and then come up with a product that really solves the issue or the need of the people. And that's one of the basic things that we all have to remember. So then everybody, you're not only going to profit from what you're doing, but you are also going to create something that will mark history. So that would be something that I would like to pass to your members. And today I will be discussing about all the benefits. Like, everything is all online, right? The internet, and prior to the World Wide Web, I think there was marketing. We do video and television, and of course marketing, cold calling, door knocking. That's how we promote our product and our services, right? So then the rise of connectivity started, in what do you call this? What am I okay? Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Sorry, it's Sunday. I'm not in the office. Okay. Okay, thank you. So these days, the number of mobile phones, let's say, for example, in Denmark, has outnumbered the total number of population, right? The world has sent 8.3 trillion SMS messages this year alone, which means 23 billion per day, or almost 16 million per minute. Can you imagine that? So connectivity is much easier, more facilitated by all the internet and the technology that is available for all of us. And now, let's say the rise of the Facebook. Everybody knows that, the Philippines is actually number 7, right? 71.76 million users of Facebook, and of course in India it's 251 million. So it's it's really very, very. These are things that is going to make marketing easier, right? So,
Ma'am, wala daw tayo shares.
oh, sorry guys. So nobody, that's sad.
No, just recently kasi circle.
It was there and now it's not. Okay. So now, Facebook is the number 1, wherein there are 2.23 billion MAU, which means monthly active users. It's the biggest social media site with more than 2 billion users every month, and almost a third of the world's population. 65 million businesses uses Facebook pages. You have to have, when you're in business, you can create a business page, right? Where you can boost your postings and everything like that, right? And capture and advertise it to many, or promote it. Your reach, you can reach many people. Then more than 6 million advertisers. Nevertheless, if you do Facebook marketing, one thing you might want to understand is the Facebook algorithm. So when you do something, of course, learn everything about it, guys. Okay, I'm not going to elaborate much because I have only 15 minutes. What is Facebook algorithm? Many of you already know that those that have a lot of likes, comments, shares, when after you post, there's a lot of responses, and then your friends share it to others, those are what Facebook loves. That's the algorithm that Facebook thinks, so videos that are uploaded, and then, there's a lot of views on it. Okay, so also those that are trending. So go with the trending. Find out what's trending. You always have to do research, and in marketing, guys, not only you cannot look from the inside out. You have to look from the outside in. So you have to blend. You have to interact. Wherein what's the trending? It's nice to be unique. You have to have a USP, but there's also a blending that you need to do. Okay. Next is YouTube. YouTube have 1.9 billion MAUs, guys. And of course, we all know that video sharing platform is a video sharing platform, and a billion hour videos every day are being watched. A billion hours. Can you imagine that? And so for businesses, you create a brand YouTube channel for your brand where you can upload your videos. You can watch my channel, Susan Barlin. I have a YouTube channel, and then I'm coming up with a blog also, which means but it's all about life coach, life talk. YouTube, guys, is the second largest search engine after Google. You know that Google owns YouTube, right? So finally, you can also advertise on YouTube. So to promote and reach, promote your brand. WhatsApp is the third, which has 1.5 billion MAUs. It's used in 180 countries, and now they have, of course, they have the WhatsApp for business, right? For small businesses, you use the WhatsApp business and then the WhatsApp business API for the medium and large businesses. Now, Messenger, guys, we love Messenger in the Philippines. 1.3 billion MAUs. According to BI Intelligence, more people are using the top 4 messaging applications, which are WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, WeChat, and Viber. Every month, these top 4 social media apps are, with the Instagram, of course, and Twitter and LinkedIn. So instead of one-to-many channel, the social media applications are sometimes more effective. So, and why? Why is it that a one-on-one messaging is more effective? Based on survey, guys, the people, 63% finds that, they feel more positive about the business when you send them messages on a one-on-one rather than the one shooting out one message to many. Yeah, I hope you get it. And 59% says that they feel that the business entity or the company cares for them. So they feel some care. So that matters, because is a relationship business is still, must be one of your core values. You have to show you care. When you do your business from the heart, you can go a further way, longer way, bigger way. Don't be so cold, So especially now with this online way of communicating, of reaching out, of promoting, the touch on the shoulder, touch on the hand, eye-to-eye contact, it gets to be cold. So what matters is try it on a one-on-one. So messaging them on a one-on-one would give you an extra mile ahead. So also 55% on the survey said that more likely they feel that they can trust a company who sends them a one-on-one message. And in my company, I always tell my customer service relation manager or customer CRM, try to message them. They just bought. After a week, they say thank you. I got your order, your shipment got out. And then after 1 week, you tell them, look, how do you feel about using the product? How is your experience? Let us know. So, especially if you're the manager, if this can be done by the managers, guys, it will, I am a client and I receive a message from a manager, I will feel so elated, okay? Sorry, I'm going to talk so very fast because I have 42 slides and I want to cover as much as I could. So bear with me. And now there is WeChat, 1.6 billion MAUs, okay? WeChat, however, is the most popular in China, okay? They're WeChat, they call it WeChat, and some parts of Asia. If you're doing business in those areas where social media platform like Facebook is banned in China, WeChat is a good alternative. Okay. Instagram, 1 billion MAUs. It is a photo and video sharing social media app. We all know. But if you have a longer video, they have the IGTV, the Instagram TV, right? So average, guys, of 95 million photos and videos per day. Can you imagine that? Okay. Now, of course, there are tips and, we all know the stats. But next time I can teach you the secrets on how to stand out, So anyway, only 36% of marketers use Instagram compared to 93% of marketers who use Facebook. And of course, there's a reason for that, right? Nobody can take the place of Facebook, guys, because you know what? Facebook is the only social media wherein it saves all your history. So how can you delete your Facebook account, right? You can every day something will pop up like 7 years ago, your memory, right? Nobody wants to delete that, right? We don't even keep that in our files, right? But Facebook does. So Facebook is very smart. So success for businesses on Instagram, you must publish very few nice looking images. You must have a clear vision and strategy. You must be consistently frequent. Okay? So you have to be, of course, in marketing, we all know consistency is the key, right? So, you cannot be like, one day you do it, one day you don't. It's not going to work, right? Familiarity with your audience. That's a must for us marketers. We must know our market. We must know who we are targeting. And we must sing the song they want to listen to, right? So then, of course, a clear visual style. Now, QQ. These are other social media platforms. There's so many right now. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if these were around during my time? I'm 62 years old, guys. Okay? But I feel I've envy the young generation with all these tools on their hands. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. That's why they said that the Gen Z and the millennials will be the most educated generation, but the Gen Z will be the richest. You know what, guys? I'm having goosebumps right now. So I'm excited for you, especially if you keep an open mind. Do what we did not do, that we failed, and use all these resources properly and be smarter than us, okay? And you can create a better world, okay? The new world in the new normal with the new generations. QQ, 861 million MAUs. Tumblr, Chinese also, it's very popular because, in QQ, you also can make payments. They can use QQ also to make payments and transfer funds. Tumblr, 642 MUVs. Ozone, TikTok is only 500 million MAUs. It's known as Douyin in China. But however, it is the world's most downloaded app in the first quarter of 2018, beating Facebook, Instagram, and other social media. Okay? So, brand. Now, let's talk about the brand. So, we've talked about the opportunity on the tools, what you have on your hand to really expose your brand, your company, your services, whatever you want to promote, right? Make sure, guys, that whatever you're promoting is something that is going to be worth of the time and the attention of your market. The world is in a chaos right now. The world has so many problems right now, right? So I hope that your generation is going to be more conscientious and more going to be thinking of a bigger picture for a better world for your children's children. Okay, because we failed to do that, Anyway, when you establish a brand, guys, you know that, remember and put in mind that emotions drive the client's decision. So make sure that you have to, again, think from the outside. Think from the outside and see what are the emotions that are right now prevailing in the marketplace. Fear, sickness, money. They're sad, they're happy. Are there a lot of tension, anxiety? Why? Right? So you've identified the emotions and then understand the root behind it. What's driving those emotions, guys? Okay? So, how a brand feels about your product or service is what will now establish your brand. Okay? Like when you say Apple, oh my gosh, efficiency. Why? Because people are so, they're so frustrated with viruses, right? And they know that Mac is great, right? You can't, the virus problem there. So you know what I mean? I can't elaborate much again. I'm sorry because, I have only 15 minutes and I have to respect the time. Emotional association. So when you establish a brand, create an association with the emotion of the market and then understand the root, and there comes your brand. Okay? Now, so you have to own that special association in your marketplace. Brand benefits. What's the brand benefit? That is where you can establish the value of your product, of your company, of you as a person. What's your benefit? What's the benefit that your product is giving or be showing to them? Now, you can be a very good marketer, guys, wherein you can, identify, create, play with the emotion and identify the emotion, treat with it, use the words. But if your product doesn't work, it's long term. All we want here is long term success, a 100-year-old company, right? That's what your target should be, long term. Because it's so difficult to go down and up and go down, start again, and come up with another product and come up with a new company. And you have to aim to create products that will bring value, not only but because they see it, but because you prove them right, that they are right in trusting your brand. Okay? Okay na? Okay, so now let me just go to the I will okay, this is the company, and then major problems of the world we have there. And now I would like to give with you, before I go, the opportunity, and maybe you would like to work on checking out like a brand of the company. Our mission is we are coming up with a DNA wellness product. So all the other supplements are at the cellular level at the most. And now we have come to brand something which works at the DNA level. So that's just an example of walking the talk. Okay. And then now, because we know that the problem in the economy is livelihood, we came up with a very minimal membership wherein anybody can be a marketer with $1. Okay. So here are the numbers. So if you want to see and you want to check us out and you want to come to our Saturday trainings on Saturday, please call this number. Call Hans and Camille. We have a 3-hour full training every Saturday in Ortigas, and we can give you the Zoom link also if you want to learn more. I guarantee you it's worth your time. Thank you very much, and I congratulate you again, and I'm so excited for you guys. Thank you for the leaders behind the Junior Marketing Association of the Philippines. I commend you for putting the leadership behind these kids. I love you already all. Okay? Consider me a part of your family. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Susan Barlin. And you can feel, for sure, you will later on or shortly, even during the session, you will already feel the love of our marketistas. And that has been a very interesting talk. We personally, I've learned a lot, jotting down all those figures about our online marketing a lot, and it's not just the number of followers that we can leverage on, but then of course the new platforms that are coming into the market that we can start considering as we capture more market, as we expand our market coverage and try to build our brand in other geographies. But before we talk about that in more detail, and that includes also, I got interested in what you mentioned about the Millennial Global Ambassador. We'd like to hear more about that later on. But before we proceed to the more in-depth discussion in that, let us now introduce our second speaker for today, and he will talk about the deeper connection of brands to its products and consumers. Our guest speaker is Mr. Ryan Dawa Gersava, and he is the founder and president of VertWalHan. This is a social enterprise that is breaking down employment barriers for persons with disabilities and other disadvantaged groups using the equalizing power of technology. The company was founded after he experienced employment discrimination because of his chronic disease. He is also an Ashoka Fellow and the first Filipino to ever receive the Inspired Leadership Award previously given to Richard Branson and Melinda Gates. Wow. He is an emerging leader in the field of innovative education, diversity and inclusion, impact sourcing, and the future of work. Coming from a humble background in Sultan Kudarat province, he is committed to creating a systematic change through VertWalHan to get people out of poverty using empathy and technology. Let us give him a warm welcome, Mr. Ryan Dawa Gersava, founder of VertWalHan and Spectrum. Good
Daghang
afternoon, Ryan.
salamat. Good
Daghang
afternoon, Miss
salamat.
Lynn. Maayong hapon.
Maayong hapon. How are
Great.
you doing this afternoon?
I'm very well. Thank you so much. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. And for sure, our marketistas in the audience today are very much excited to hear about your story. Again, a very, this is something, may not be a new concept to them because a lot of our marketistas have already started engaging, not just in in e-commerce, as shared by Dr. Barlin earlier, but also are wanting to venture into social entrepreneurship and getting more engaged in community activities. And please do share with us your insights and your experience and your expertise around this subject. So please take it away. The floor is yours.
Sige po, wonderful. Let us get started. Okay, good afternoon, maayong hapon to our marketistas. I love how you call the members of your community. I'm calling in from Davao City right now, and I'm very happy and elated to be part of your marketing series. So, talking about the deeper connections of brands to its product and customers. And for those of you who heard VertWalHan for the first time, we are a very Filipino brand. It's from the name itself. We are Virtual Eskwelahan, and we work with people with disabilities, indigenous communities, recovering drug addicts, formerly incarcerated. We also work with former sex workers, solo parents, out of school youth, and these are excluded communities, and even though we came from very diverse background, we share this common pain of finding it difficult to find meaningful employment because primarily of the stigma and discrimination. And that's why we I know we call people marketers particularly that takes on this type of demographics as creative and brave because there are not a lot of organizations, more so marketing agencies that works with organizations similar to us because of the many misconceptions surrounding our community, but as well as a lot of PR nightmare that happened in the past, like very recently in Cebu. And there's this tokenization of the members of our community, making them like poster boys, poster girls of like specific brand who wants to advance diversity and inclusion. So a lot of people are very careful to the point that they no longer want to involve themselves with us. And I just want to give you a better picture of the reality of the community that we work with. And hopefully it will give you a better understanding about our realities. So globally, there's around 1.8 billion persons with disability. It is considered to be the largest minority group with a purchasing power of around 1.3 trillion US dollars globally. That's how much market potential there is. In the Philippines, though, around 80% live in rural areas and are unemployed, primarily because of two reasons. One is the outdated labor practice that we have, wherein we require medical certificates and medical examination as part of the pre-employment procedure, and requiring candidates to have a four-year college degree to get into an entry-level job, which automatically excludes people with disabilities and our other disadvantaged community because our education system, for example, do not have a ladderized program that will get you from K-12 to tertiary education unless you live in a capital or you can actually afford a private institution to do it. And because of this, the community continues to suffer extreme poverty. And a lot of I mean it the social protection is very low, causing our government, our state, a lot of cost opportunity for not maximizing these talents. So we started VertWalHan in 2015 after I personally experienced that employment discrimination because of my incurable chronic disease as well, which could have been prevented sana if I had access to vaccination as a child. And I did not get access to vaccination as a child because I grew up in Sultan Kudarat province in the mountains of Sultan Kudarat, where there's no running water, there's no electricity even. So life growing up was difficult. And when nobody decided to employ me, I decided to employ myself and started VertWalHan instead. And Gillian, who invited me for this talk, wanted me to talk about our breakthrough for 2020. And Gillian, thank you so much for inviting me, and God bless in your exam. And I want to speak about that from a small brand coming from southern Philippines with a very unfamiliar name like VertWalHan. I was speaking to an event in Brunei last year, and then the guest, the one who will introduce me as a guest speaker, he told me like, Ryan, I spent 3 hours last night just trying to perfectly pronounce VertWalHan because this is so foreign to me. So we have that as a challenge as well. But in 2020, we got our biggest breakthrough yet for our brand. We were part of a show at NBC for the Global Citizens Prize because VertWalHan and I was nominated or was part of the 3 finalists, the first Philippine company to be part of the Cisco Youth Leadership Award finalist. And since we couldn't do it in person, they decided to do a broadcast about it. And there's like around 70 plus channels all over the world who covered the show, from NBC to the United States to MTV in Asia, in Iceland, in Latin America, in Africa as well, and watched by millions of people. And that's when we saw the possibility of our brand. Like we've been featured in local and international media before, but that was a game changer for us. Because we finally had the opportunity to share our story to the world. And what we've learned from that is something I would love to share for you this afternoon. At VertWalHan, being a social enterprise, a small organization, our biggest asset is our brand. And our brand is our people. And it is important for us to actually embrace it, and talking to you like new generation of marketers who will shape the commercials, who will shape the advertising industry, the marketing strategy in like the next few years here in the country and hopefully globally as well, to actually see this picture. So how we've developed that internally at VertWalHan is, number one, we embrace co-creation and the power of collective narrative. And what we mean by that, while my story, or while the VertWalHan story started with my story, we give our community the opportunity to find their own identity within our brand through storytelling, by giving them that safe space where they can share their story and we can collectively shape a narrative that will bring to the outside world. So when you go to our website, there's like one specific menu there that tells stories, and these are impact stories of our community members all over the country. And Rappler even did like a series publishing these impact stories in their website. Second point that I want to talk about is to nurture a culture of stewardship. So when everyone contributes and co-created your brand, right? And or a campaign that you want to do, then everyone have this sense of shared accountability, and you can nurture that for stewardship. That okay, this is VertWalHan. I have the duty to protect this brand because doing that means protecting my community as well as my own identity. But of course, it comes with certain level of education, especially representation, right? Like one struggle that I always have in our community because we are a school, right? That after they graduate, they put in their LinkedIn profile that they work for VertWalHan, and I was like, no, you do not work for VertWalHan. You are a graduate of VertWalHan, and so we have to always educate them about proper representation of the brand, like what type of identity can they carry moving forward, and what role do they play in that spectrum. And I think one key point that we're able to successfully do that without sounding offensive is by the use of nonviolent communication. It is from a concept, a practice developed by Dr. Marshall Rosenberg that has now become an industry and used by a lot of practitioners. And I would encourage you to bookmark that right now, take a screenshot, and right after this talk, discover nonviolent communication and how can you use its power to actually build a more intentional and people-centered brand. And I'll give you one quick story about this. One of our graduates, Chirina, he got into a meningitis pandemic at a very young age, which caused him to lose his ability to speak, to walk, to talk, to hear. But over time, she regained all of it. But she became tone deaf since then, and her only livelihood are cleaning other people's houses, feeding other people's dog, really menial jobs until she found VertWalHan, and she became a social media manager for a nonprofit we're supporting based in Munich, Germany, and earning 5 times more than when she was doing all those menial jobs. And her story is so powerful that the Google Business Group awarded us with the Google Business Stories Award in 2017, and it was showcased at the Google I/O, the biggest Google conference in the HQ in the United States. And this is just like a glimpse of what Sharina tells about our brand through her personal story. Now, I also want to talk about how can we directly connect this from in our case, our product is our customers as well and our clients, but we also work with external organizations from the government to nonprofit organizations to patient groups and a lot of association. And I would like to share 4 key things that I've learned myself in this. And number one, so transparency is the key. Especially if you work in a social impact space, it requires a lot of confidentiality, but at the same time, transparency for people to develop the trust in your brand. And once you have that, because this is such a big risk that you have to take, you can mitigate all of that by having shared accountability within your organization, but as well as the people that you work with. In our case, we allow companies, or we advocate for employment of persons with disability, and we explicitly mention what are the limitations, what are the reasonable accommodation that our people need in order for them to fulfill their job. And then we ask our client that this is our shared responsibility already. It is not just our staff with disability who will take the blow when the worst things comes to worst. It is not just VertWalHan as a company. It is not your business, but it is our shared accountability, and that actually creates more protection towards the people that works within your organization, but most importantly, your brand. And little by little, as you grow this practice and you make it as a trained behavior within your organization, you can develop allies and champions. And that's when you create movement of people reaching out. How can they help and support? How can they further increase your reach? And at the end of the day, we know it's a cliche, right? That your best customers, or your best ambassadors, are your customers, the people who experience your brand, right? Experience your brand at its core and find their stories within it. And one of them is Karsten. Who just listened to one of my co-founders speak in an event and then published a study about our work here in the Philippines, and has been referring clients to us, even though he's all the way there in Norway, has been actively supporting our organization and has tremendously increased our credibility as a brand, increased our client base, and at the same time, he found his own story and identity and developed friendship within the community that we actually serve. And Karsten is just one of the few organizations that trusted, one of the few brands that trusted our brands as well, that wants to collaborate with us, wants to deliver impact with us, and wants to be associated with us, from Fortune 500 companies to government organizations to corporate foundations. This is how we build a coalition and a community that leaves no one behind. So thank you so much. I'd be more than happy to answer more of your questions, and I'm very grateful to be here.
And I one thing that really caught me is the very strong advocacy and the cause that you are promoting, especially in support of our PWDs, or persons with disabilities. And it's always inspiring and heartwarming to know that there are organizations like VertWalHan that support this cause. And even trying to identify more people to be part, or to be more productive, to be more relevant, to just simply make them feel that they have a huge role to fill, and also a huge opportunity for them to contribute a lot to the society and to the community. And it's also very uplifting to know that a lot of organizations have supported this your cause. And I saw in your a slide there that there are logos coming from global brands and also local brands, and even from the government. So it's very good that you're able to generate this much support from various organizations. So we will now move on to and we'll talk about more of that later on during our question and answer portion. Later, we will also be inviting our students from the junior marketing associations from different schools to also share with us their insights and also ask their questions from about what they learned from your talk, together with Dr. Barlin. And speaking of Dr. Barlin, we'd like to invite Dr. Barlin back to our segment, and so that we can move on to our Q&A session. Hello, Dr. Barlin. Hello again. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. That was also impressive. Very much.
Truly, truly impressive. So before we open the Q&A section with our marketistas, I also would like to have to ask my own questions. And listening to your stories, to Dr. Barlin's story, and also to Ryan's causes have really inspired me, because I also have a personal supporting PWDs is also one of my personal advocacies. Being a PWD myself, and within our as in my connection or in my employment with Teleperformance, promoting e-commerce and promoting more opportunities for persons with disabilities have also been part of our agenda, our key initiatives. So my question is, I think relating it to this time, although as we know, in 2020, all of us has gone through a very challenging time, and suddenly all our marketing plans or everything or anything that we have planned for previously have suddenly been, we're suddenly required to pivot or change our plans altogether. So for example, for Dr. Barlin and also for Ryan, which aspect of your plan, like short term or medium term plan, have been impacted by the pandemic, and how do you think the opportunities of innovation, or everything that we've learned as strategists have really pushed us to continue and to continue to thrive and push through with our agenda now, as we now that we have entered 2021, and I think the mindset for this year is towards recovery. We may start with Dr.
Ryan?
Maybe
Okay, sure, sure.
anyone can answer.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. This is actually unforeseen, and of course, you have to be fast. In adapting. You have to adapt with the change the sale, right? And we are very blessed because we were ahead of the time. We Our adjustments were very minor. So instead of a person-to-person and group meetings and a lot of personal interaction, we have to do online trainings and a lot of one-on calls. But the product that we have is something that really was perfectly fitted with what is going on. So it's an immune booster at the DNA level. So it's at par excellence, of course, modesty aside, but it feels good. And you know what? We're capturing the new generation, Generation Z, and the millennials. So we focus. I did a diversion instead of the baby boomers or the Gen X and Y. So we did with the millennials and then the Gen Z, because when I studied the demographic of this youth, and I can analyze what are they going through right now and how they look at their future so dim, and I said these are the generations who can be the influencers of time shift on wellness and livelihood, and they are the onliners. They're the one who was the Gen Z were born with with an iPod tablet. You know what I mean? They understand it. And they are also the generation that they would not run after money. They run after a cause. They want to serve. They want to be heroes. They want to make friends. So analyzing the demographic, analyzing the situation of the whole world right now. So we have the product, of course, the 7 P's of marketing. So we adjust with the promotion and the targeted market. They are healthy, they are young, but they will be the one who will influence their parents on mama, papa, please, take care of your health at the DNA level. I want you to live longer. So they can influence baby boomers, and the older generation cannot influence their siblings. They don't listen to us. It's the hardest people to influence are our siblings and our friends. But the young generation will be respected. The voice of something innovative and, of course, so well fitted to the call and demand of the challenges of the world right now. So I want to make them the hero. So I'm creating this DNA wellness influencer, and my first batch will be going globally. And from the Philippines, they will be the DNA wellness influencer to go around the world and influence the people and their young ones to serve something, the new hero of the new world. That's the deviation I did. I hope I answered your question.
You did, and I like that. Making heroes out of our marketees, of our young people and the youth in general. What do you have? What do you think about that, Ryan?
Yeah, in our case, at VertWalHan, we are a youth-led organization as well. And 2020, our theme for that is upscale, because we are going places. already. We started VertWalHan inside the Lapu-Lapu City Jail, inside rehabilitation centers. We are about to start VertWalHan in Sultan Kudarat for our IT for IP project, and in Lanao as well in partnership with the LGU. And all of these are in-person interaction, which did not push through because of the pandemic. So it was very challenging because all of these projects have like their specific teams. Like, how would you sustain all of this initiative? And even though we are 100% virtual company, we are supposed to be um, like future proofed already because we've been advocating for work from home opportunity since like 2015. But yes, we were affected. On the other hand, it also opened new opportunities. We've expanded our program to also provide opportunities to displaced workers because of COVID-19, those who closed their businesses, musicians, and other people who are severely affected, and they joined our community and get the understanding about the realities of our community as well, and strengthened our position as a brand when it comes being an emerging leader in the field of diversity and inclusion, work from home, and as well as remote learning. And then we got into a program like with the Microsoft Enabler program, where we are changing the landscape of the employment of persons with disability in Asia Pacific, and helped us. Now we are on the process of publishing a book on diversity and inclusion to cement our brand in the space. So yes, there's still a lot of blessings to it.
Wow, we would
Another
like to
thing,
know more about that. Yes, Dr. Susan.
yeah, another thing that I did in conjunction with that is that I we adopted a $1 program. So for any generations, the young adults and the youth program that I did. So we created a $1 program where they can have their online shop, they can have their business development site, and their business back office where they can have. And you know how much does it cost to create your own website and to create your own online shop and to have all the shipping and products. So all they have to do is just for $1, they have their own online shop. So I hope, and I'm so excited, I can see it growing. I can see the quality and the enthusiasm of the group. And I'm so excited for them because, you know, this is going to be the young entrepreneurs with just $1 capitalization. And there's no hype, there's no hidden agenda, and it's all transparency and for a good cause for humanity. You know, so I did that program also.
All for a good cause. Wonderful. And I'd like to know more about that. And marketees, as you heard that, so it's a $1 program, which is $1. You already have an opportunity to open your online business and for a cause. Okay, so
And I'd
let's
like to
talk more
share some
about that.
products to you guys. So, you know, so if you we're giving you 10 products, you can give away for your promo or profile today. So you can feel it that, you know, the young ones, their immune system is strong, but they need energy, they need focus, they need a stress coping ability. I mean, it's so stressful. You can just imagine when you are young and you don't know what's ahead of you because this is something that there is no historical data or pattern in the past. So this is going to lift up their energy and their focus, stress coping ability, plus their immune system and stamina, endurance. You know, it's perfect. And I want to give you some of those and tell me if it's true or not. You know, it's incredible. It's from Europe. The product is from Europe.
Even more wonderful news, especially these days when health and wellness is becoming a priority, not just for the young people, but for everybody, for our parents, our friends, everyone in the family. Health and wellness should always be a top priority for us in everything we do. So we will talk more about that later on because see, I personally very interested and excited to learn more about your programs at VertWalHan and also the this initiative, the $1 program that Dr. Susan has introduced. But we would now like to call in our guest students from who also ask their questions to our dear speakers. So we have our first guest student is from Manila Titana Colleges, and she is the external vice president of the Junior Marketing Association. Is Trisha Arancon.
Hi, Tricia.
Hello,
Hello,
good
Trisha.
afternoon.
And then
Hello.
Trisha will. Hello, Trisha. Hope you're doing well. And Trisha will
Yes, I'm doing
also.
well.
Yes, Trisha will also be joined in by our second guest from uh, UST, from University of Santo Tomas. He is Nicole John Tan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good
Hello,
afternoon,
Good
Mr. Lee.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. C. Good afternoon, Miss Ling.
all right, take it away. Please ask your questions.
Okay, so I would be the
Okay,
first one to ask.
Yes,
Right.
Trisha.
So this is a question generally addressed to both of the speakers. So the pandemic has forced entrepreneurs and businesses to go a different route from conventional customs. Is there a likelihood, considering that the marketing industry is ever so changing? So is it possible, or is there a likelihood to adapt fully with the digital media as their primary source of tool to continue with their corporate, entrepreneurial, and personal endeavors? So, given the benefits, what can be the challenges that entail with these? Could going digital be for everyone?
Okay. Well, it's a very good question. Of course, actually, that's where it is going, and there is an advantage and a disadvantage on that. Okay, going digital for us, it saves us a lot of money. Because our previous way of doing business and promotion is so expensive. Right now it is for a fraction of a cost. Nevertheless, the challenge is that, like in the Philippines, not everybody has the internet, right? So we do Zoom trainings. We do a lot of our business is basically online. Okay, from the very beginning, we sell to all over the world via online purchasing, right? So that's easy. Now the challenge here in some countries, especially in Asian countries, is that everybody has the internet, and so how do we deal with that, right? So we encourage. So it's about developing awareness, creating a strategic a proposal for them, like maybe they can go with 5 people in one house, or that kind of thing. So I love going digital. Believe me, we better be accustomed to it, and we better with all the platforms we have. I love it. I love it, and it's just a matter of developing a strategy, like in anything. There is an advantage and a disadvantage, and is finding the solution to achieve or to solve the disadvantage, or limitation.
Um, I don't think there is a solution that would benefit everyone necessarily. But I think that is the beauty, or like the power of marketers like you, because you have this ability to create a trained behavior, to in fact, to create a new normal. If you can sell this to people, if you can market this to people, and people have buy-in, then yes, everyone will embrace it. The pandemic, I
That's
think,
true.
opened that opportunity for us, because like the first world, they've been doing this for decades already, and it is a reality check for developing countries like the Philippines. What will happen to us if we do not actually adapt, and if we do not innovate? And we've experienced it in Davao City alone. There's like over 10,000 businesses that closed during the pandemic. There's still like 2.4 million people unemployed by it. And
Oh,
if we were able to actually actively like sell this to the government and to the decision makers, that hey, let's invest in our internet infrastructure, hey, let's invest in digital literacy, hey, let's invest in many of these areas, we were better off, and our GDP will not plunge down to like -9, right? But I think this is an opportunity for everyone, but most
Absolutely.
importantly for marketers to actually shape that for the better. And I have very high hopes because we are a generation where we're more socially conscious, we're more aware. We already learned so much from the previous generation that we have this responsibility in us because we know better.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Very good insight.
Very
Thank
well
you. Thank
said.
you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Susan and Ryan. Nicole, do you have a question for our dear guests?
My question is addressed to Dr. Susan Berlin. So, was there any platforms that you're considering in order to expand your brand digitally? And what are those?
Oh, there are so many other things that we have in the pipeline right now, which we're capitalizing. But nevertheless, right now we're doing, of course, all our online purchases. So we're doing going to do a YouTube blog, our own TV channel, on video. Where I'm talking to some directors of because we have to develop awareness. Remember, one of the challenges we have. What's your first name again? Andrew. It- okay. The one of the challenges that we have, and I like what the Ryan said, that marketers, the challenge is always upon us. In every challenges there's an opportunity, especially with the bigger the challenge, the bigger the opportunity is. It's only finding the key, on the right door. You know what I mean? Or the right key, right? So here right now, the opportunity is so big, and we're looking into like where do people look at, and how do people choose the product? And so our challenge is that developing awareness that everybody is so used, because I'm not a marketing agency. I am marketing my own our own product. My expertise is marketing. So the awareness level is going to be developing and educating the people that the evolution of wellness is like from vitamins to antioxidants to stem cell herbal. It's all passe. Right now there is something, and fortunately we're the only one who has a wellness product that deals at the DNA level. The moment you drink it, you can feel it. Nagsasalita yung product, hindi siya nagsasalita, naninipa talaga. Feel na feel mo. So with that, we're going to do everything. We're analyzing everything, what all the platforms and online, which is what, and working from home, everybody's working. Yeah, the opportunity, my gosh, how many unemployed are there? We have people who are who are during the pandemic are building their house, earning $30,000, and forget the money. I don't tell people to run after money. I tell people to like run after how you can do good to others, because that's how money runs after you. Let the money run after you, and that can only happen when you do what is good for them. And now with this social media, we can reach people much faster. With all this online platform, you can be working in your house, and or I was a working student when I was in college, and I have to be a waitress, and then at the same time, I have to study. I can't concentrate because I'm so tired. But right now, you can be studying and at the same time clicking and passing your online shop to all the people. And when you have a good product that works, mind you, you have a gold mine. You have a gold mine on your hand. The only problem is, no matter how genius you are in online and all the platforms, you have a product that is a Me Too product, believe me, you're going to carry stiff ladder. But if you have a unique product, and with all this knowledge, we have people from the Philippines selling to England, to Norway, to Germany. I want the Philippines to really, and this youth program I have, I want the world to know that the Filipinos are the one who spread this paradigm shift in wellness throughout the world. And it's gonna happen. So I hope I answered your question. I'm sorry, I'm so passionate because you know what? I'm so excited for you, Ryan. You're a genius, Ryan. You know, I want to meet. You know, I hope this is just the beginning. You know.
I also have a question for Sir Ryan. So for Sir Ryan, in terms of marketing, what would be the biggest breakthrough that your company has done so far, and what do you think would be your upcoming breakthroughs?
We always capitalize on the power of storytelling. That's how the company started in the very first place. That's how the company went global. And that's how we're going to go beyond what we are already doing as well. A lot of people um, undermine, I would say, the power of storytelling or have very less appreciation to it.
I
But it
definitely
has
with
been
you.
proven for generations that like from Paulo Coelho to like more and more people, I think that is also like in the Philippines, to be honest, that is what we lack. If I can be honest with our marketing strategies and campaigns and advertising, which is right now like moving into a different direction. Which, to be honest, that's one thing we can also learn from Thailand and Japan. Like the use of storytelling is a very powerful tool.
Story
Marcel,
sell.
I personally believe as well, Sir Ryan, that stories really sell.
All right.
Say that
Thank you,
again.
Nicole. Yes, and thank you, Tricia. And I agree. And as marketers, we will never run out of stories. For as long as we get inspiration from experts, from professionals, and from leaders like Dr. Susan Barlin and Mr. Ryan, we will never run out of great stories to tell. Especially now that we have. We mentioned earlier, a paradigm shift, and I think for us marketistas, there's more opportunities for us to capture or to welcome that paradigm shift because in addition to the marketing principles that we have learned or we are learning from our classrooms from our professors, our observations from the outside world, from real life scenarios, would also add will continue to nourish the learnings that we have. So it's going to be a complementary education and learning experience for all of us. And we will continue to be for as long as we continue to be inspired, we will never run out of great stories to tell. And that's why we are doing this marketing series so that we can continuously learn from marketing experts. And for that, we are grateful for Dr. Susan Burdian and also for Mr. Ryan for sharing with us his story about VertWalHan. Okay, so I think that's all the time we have for, well, at least for our guest students to ask their questions. So thank you, Tricia, and thank you, Nicole. Great interaction,
Hey,
great question. Mhm.
can I show a short video on show them what one of the things that we are putting out there on the what do you call this platform?
Yes, we would
It's a
love to see it.
1 minute. Okay, thank you. So you can guys have an idea.
Discover how to be a Forever Healthy LLC independent business representative. Join the growing DNA wellness influencers. We call them independent business representative. Simply purchase a marketing toolkit for $29.95 and get the following for 1 year. You get 1 year personalized replicated website to promote and grow your business. A 1 year personalized retail shop to promote and do retail online sales. You get your own back office to manage and watch your business activities. Free access to regular Zoom training, mentorship, and business meetings. You can start enjoying Forever Healthy products at members' prices. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Use. Share. Earn. At the DNA level. Hemorrhagen contains dietary nucleotides peptides, 118 oligopeptides, 17 amino acids and more. Boosts the immune the system at the DNA level by providing the body the nutrition it needs. Wellness at the DNA level. A ground level up opportunity. For more details on how to get started, contact the person who sent you this.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Susan. Interesting video. And if for our marketees in the audience, if you want to learn more, please get in touch with our PJMA officers and also directly to Dr. Susan Bardeen's contact information that we will also be shared later on. And on that note, we are almost where we are approaching the end of our program for today. But before we do that, we'd also like to announce the winners for the game that was announced earlier by Romney. So, are we ready to announce the names of the winners, Romney?
Yes. We are happy to say that there are a lot of insights coming from our audiences. By assessing the insights that you have provided, here are the names of the winners of our game. The top 5 best insights are coming from Marvy Makatulad, Gerald Tilo, Lara Isabel Labitad, Angelo Clark Castillo, and Lisa Aropo. To claim your prizes, you may coordinate it with PJMA's Vice President for Marketing, Mr. Clyde Velasco, on the procedures to claim your prizes. Again, we are happy to see those great insights of yours. Congratulations, winners! Giving back again the virtual floor to you, Miss Ventimiglia.
Thank you, Romnick. And again, congratulations to all the winners for today and all the past winners from our episode 2 and episode 1. Lucky, lucky you. And in addition, of course, to all the learnings that you have had, winning something else is even more exciting for all of you. So, like I said, we are about to close this episode, and I truly hope that you have learned a lot from our guest speakers, Dr. Susan Barlin, the Chief Executive Officer of Forever Healthy Products, and Mr. Ryan Guevara, the founder and president of VertWalHan. I personally would like to know more about their products and the organizations that you represent. So, Mr. Ryan and Dr. Susan, please expect a chat or a hi and hello from me very soon. So, this has been a very meaningful Sunday afternoon, another session of learning, of interacting, of engagement, learning from our experts about e-commerce and how we can potentially build a business, a successful business online that can positively impact our community and also be part of an organization that supports a cause, especially particularly the persons with disability. And again, these causes are not just contained within our communities, within our cities or region, but this is a nationwide initiative, and also that can also lead us to greater opportunities as we perhaps in the near future, get to engage with stakeholders and with customers outside of the Philippines. So nationwide or global engagement and global network. And that's good for you marketeers because this is just a start. You start small, but then of course aim big, hope big, and eventually all things, all great things, all big things will come your way. So again, thank you for this episode 3, and I would just like to share a quick recap of what happened during the first episode since we started on January 17th. So on episode 1, we learned about a startup, the fundamentals of startups for all of us who are raring to already start their business or have that entrepreneurial mindset. We have learned a lot about how, the qualities that a startup entrepreneur should have. And then on episode 2, when we talked about retail, we learned about brand love and how to continuously nurture that interaction with our customers, regardless of the profile, regardless of the persona. We should always remember that the relationship is always very important every step of the way of the entire marketing, and product development and sales delivery process. And then finally, today on episode 3, we are privileged to have two very special guests, Dr. Susan Barlin and Mr. Ryan Gersava, sharing with us their expertise on online commerce and how to build, great brand ambassadors that can help create a big impact, a positive impact in the community. And if we want to target specific sectors in our endeavors, in our causes, then we can. One of the most important groups or sectors that we can consider are the PWDs, and for that we can engage with Mr. Ryan Gersava. Okay, so this has been your moderator from episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3. I am Lynn Ventimiglia. But before we close that, I'd like to give the floor also and thank our PJMA president, Keith Santos, and who will also share with us his words, his message. And again, thank you for joining us, and see you on our next PJMA projects. Thank you. Over to you, Keith.
Hello everyone, kamusta kayo? I hope you are all doing well and motivated for you to exceed breakthroughs this year wherever you are. And as it has been a long 3 weeks for the first episodic event for PJMA, we hope that we have shared meaningful ideas from the different industries that marketing students may pursue and generate a transformative possibility for your respective careers. And as we conclude this year's series, I would like to acknowledge the boundless support of our outstanding moderator for the 3 consecutive episodes, Ms. Lin, our Director for Youth and Academe from Philippine Marketing Association, our esteemed speakers for sharing their valuable, timely ideas, Mr. Valencia in inspiring us to start now on small to medium enterprises, Mr. De Guzman on providing new perspective and brand love for retail, Mr. Gersava in showcasing how important people are in social enterprises, and Ms. Barlin in featuring new strategies on the field of e-commerce. Our special guest students coming from different colleges and universities across the Philippines who actively participated in every episode. Our active live viewers who continuously motivated us in our efforts to bring more on the table, and the dedication of the organizers in tirelessly working to provide meaningful contribution to the marketing community. The future is unpredictable for all of us. We hope that marketing series open new ideas and inspiration, for the best way to predict the future is for us to invent it. Let us continue to bring our inner potential and generate our own marketing chronicles. Once again, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in our next adventure. From PJMA to your home, stay safe, Marketista.
We would like to thank the following sponsors. Exclusive We would like to thank the following sponsors. Exclusive partners, Thermadry, Hydro Rewards, Dawa Millennial, Thoughtful Philippines, co-presented by Bibisco, Hassel Premium, Super Thins. Special thanks to Forever Healthy Products Incorporated, Startup Philippines Training, Official Courier Partner, Courier Express Philippines,